A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there to my channel, the Twinflame Union. And welcome back to the part 2, the part that you came here for. This is Divine Masculine Wants to Meet the Divine Feminine on the Other Side, channeling session part 2. So welcome back to my channel and welcome back to this channeling session. Now in this channeling session, when I started doing the part 2, just before it, I realized that this channeling session is not just about him giving her confidence or giving her that assurance or validation, but along with his love, I also feel his pain. In his 3D self, he is obviously kind of shocked because he thought that it's very easy to forget the DF. It's very normal. It's like it can happen. I'll just go ahead with some other girl, or I'll just drown myself in something better because it was too toxic and it's all her fault, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't understand. And what happened was that in due course of time, the business idea that he thought would do wonders for him, that completely flopped. The girl he chose for himself that he thought would keep her very happy, that completely flopped. And for someone else who took up a job or a project or probably just wanted to study, get a bigger degree like a master's or a PhD, or wanted to join some other big opportunity like that, or move to another country, all of those things, move to a new house, a new locality, whatever they chose, to go away from her, thinking that she's the one causing all of these problems. None of that happened, and everything literally didn't work, and the reasons were still the same. So that's number one that he figured out, and he's still figuring out for some people. And number two is that he also thought that by blocking the DF, or by going away from her, or by changing the phone number, or by changing the city, or by changing professions, or changing business, or becoming more serious about your life, blah, 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 he would forget about her. So whatever issues or whatever problems he had with her, he is now actually thinking that these problems are still here. They haven't gone. In fact, they have intensified. So what a fool I was to actually think that she was the reason of all this toxicity. Of course, if she's not the reason for this toxicity and I'm not the one causing this toxicity, then where is it coming from? So he now has to face his demons. He has nothing else to do. And so obviously his 5D self, which is a higher version, higher self that lives in a higher dimension, that obviously wants to help the 3D side, the 3D self, is going ahead and making this talk for all the divine feminines and their higher self, so that their higher self can talk to their 3D selves. And it's saying that, come on, I need you to do this. Like at first, he was like going on with this, I'm going to meet you on the other side. I'm very, very confident then that you're going to do it. You're going to deal with it also. And I'm very, very confident that you are my destiny. You are the reason I'm here. But now he's also saying that even though there's nothing that can stop us and there's nothing that can ever come between us, these literally, I was very shocked to see these words, and I was very shocked to read these words, because in all my channelings, such words have never come up. So there's nothing that can stop us and nothing can come between us. But I need you to do this. I need you to come to the other side, and I know you can do it. I even know you can do it. I feel that you are the one who can save me. And though I really want you to save me right away, but even if you don't, it's all right. I will patiently wait for you. And today I was actually thinking about this whole fear of rejection, I was actually thinking that did I have this fear of rejection ever? So obviously I'm channeling for all you guys, but this channeling actually reminded me of my own fear of rejection and how if I could feel like that, then anyone can feel like that. Because I remember I was in Bombay at that time and I was working on a movie script. That movie never got released, and there was this actor in this film who was this very handsome guy, and I've always sensed that he was giving me some kind of special attention. And since I was in the creative team, more so because I was like handling the script and all that, so we would meet for script rehearsals and we would like generally talk a bit. But I would always see him either cracking some side remark or some joke or something, that was very obvious, but not very obvious too, very subtle. It was almost like telling me that the ball is in your court, do something about it. And I thought that, oh, come on, he's a good looking guy, he's so good looking, and his looks always stood out. And there's something about him, he's quirky, he's funny, and he's an actor. Top it all, I'm sure he has so many options and so many women who would want to go out with him on a date or whatever. I don't think I should even talk to him. Like, I should totally stay away from this situation. And this is few years back when I was single and I was literally not in any zone to mingle. But of course everyone likes attention, and when it's coming from someone like that. So, but I was like, no, I don't want to get into this, because this person is definitely going to reject me. If not now, then later. And I also did a bit of stalking, like to see if he has a girlfriend, if he's dating someone, and I could really find nothing. So that was also weird for me, like how come someone doesn't have any girlfriends or things like that. So whatever, I mean, this guy's definitely going to dump me or reject me, or I'm going to go through a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. It's never going to work out, blah, blah, blah. And then I totally forgot about it. And it's very important to share this anecdote in this channeling, because when I healed from that situation and I suddenly realized this thing, though I am still in touch with that person and we talk on and off like very normal, like very less. But I still remember that after a few months when I was in my city, he actually pinged me, he actually messaged me, and he was like, hey, what's up? I said, all good, what's up with you? He's like, do you want to hang out like just like that in the evening or something? He made it sound very casual. And I was like, oh, I was like, oh, this person wants to go out with me. And imagine, I still had the fear of rejection very, very strong at that time. So I was like, okay, I was so scared and I was so skeptical, and I was like, I went out, I met him, I hung out with him. And I think that it was a really nice date for a date, from a date's perspective. But I was completely avoiding him, even though we were in a place which was like we could literally have a lot of alone time, completely alone in one corner, and no one would bother. And it was a nice hangout thing he took me to, because it was his idea. It was very strange, like I don't want to go into the details, but there were certain things he said to me and I was like, no, I don't think so. And he was like, but why? I said, you remind me of my ex. I said something like that, something very weird, something very putting off. And he was like, well, okay, you're not spending time with me, you're not talking to me, you're talking to everybody else here, but not to me. So it was like, after that, it was, okay, goodbye. He dropped me back. He ensured that I was safe. And then he even called up, like, are you okay? Have you reached? I said, yeah. It's like, great. And I was thinking, like, from there on, it could have actually, gotten into something serious or something relationship-like or whatever. But I just didn't I just didn't want to. And there were some signs, like I thought that it would be a very bad idea. Now, when I look back at that situation, I feel I can totally relate with the fear of rejection, though it didn't turn out to be into anything, and it was just, like a very normal, friendly situation. But I cannot, in fact, recently also when I spoke to this guy, he actually told me that, do you remember we did this, we did that? I said, yeah, I remember. So I felt that now it doesn't matter, and I'm just sharing with you guys. Don't think that it's I'm telling you some romantic story, because a lot happened after that and things changed, and yeah. So I can relate with the divine masculine's fear of rejection, because I had also gone to that fear of rejection. I mean, now it's not there, so I can have a normal conversation and even have a laugh about it. Even be like, yeah, that was so weird. I was so awkward. I was so funny. I was just scared, and I didn't want to get into anything that would, like give me a heartbreak or something like that. So it's like a joke now, but back then, few years down the line, it was a really big deal, like to put myself out there in a place where I was definitely sure that I'm going to get a heartbreak. But why was I sure about it? Like, what made me so sure about getting a heartbreak? It was fear of rejection. And the fear of rejection always comes when a person has some kind of lack of confidence, or the person has some kind of insecurity issue, or the person also has been rejected way too many times. If not rejected, probably, like in my case, I won't say I was rejected, but I was into bad relationships, toxic relationships, and it was really hard, to end a relationship and then, get into one more, and then it goes on for a few years, like 2-3 years at least, and then again. So I was like, come on, this is not what I want to do. I'd rather focus on my work, I'd rather focus on my life, and I'd rather do something else than knowingly put myself into the arms of a person who's going to reject me or dump me or do something really mean to me. So after all the healing work, after all the things, it's very clear and it's very evident why a runner and in a chaser-runner dynamic, why a chaser or why a runner goes through this. The chasers, now coming to the chasers, and thanks to this channeling, it's kind of making me say all of these things. So as much as the runner wants to be with the chaser, and trust me, this is something all runners have said this, that I like this person, I'll enjoy this person's company, this person is so attractive, this person is so nice, but I don't know, like I don't want to put myself out there. There's too much risk over there. And when you look at the chaser goes like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, what's wrong with this person? Like, I am making all the effort. I'm doing so much. I'm going out there. I'm even confessing my feelings all the time. And I'm making all the plans, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm even ready to commit to this person. Why is this person so scared? Because it's not about the words. So even if the chasers feel that I'm literally doing everything for this person, and why is this person still acting so weird, or so I just spoke about a scenario which involves a date. Now imagine this kind of movement and this kind of dynamic happening when you're in a relationship with someone, when it's not just one date, but it's like you're talking to that person every day, you're meeting them, you're doing video calls, you're making promises, you're making vows, you're just crazy about one another, like commenting on all the posts, all the pictures, like seeing their notifications makes your heart go like, you feel that love and you blush. And when they shower you affection on the social media, or in person, when they meet you, they go like completely smitten by you. And after doing all of that, when the runners run, it's like, you just told me that you love me forever, that you're mine and I'm yours. And what happened after that? Oh, because I cannot handle your temper. You're so this, you're so that. Whatever reasons they give you, the runners, You should know, first of all, you should never react to those reasons, because they're saying all those things out of fear. Out of fear. They are saying, they are giving all those excuses. They are all excuses, but they're genuinely not telling you that I am scared that you will leave me one day, or you will break my heart into many pieces, and I would not be able to pick all of those pieces, because I have gone through this few times in my life. It's always hard for me to go through this type of rejection, this type of, pain. And I know you're going to give it to me. So the only way they come back to their senses is when they are alone. So that's why I tell all the divine feminines, don't complain about the separation phase. It's the best thing that can happen in your relationship. If you're in the separation phase, just go with the flow. Do your own thing. They need time. This is how runners work. They need time and they need space. And it's always the energy, it's not the words. Maybe your divine masculine could have even said this to you, that look, all the words are there, but I don't feel the thing. He doesn't mean that you don't love him and he doesn't love you. What he feels, he's not feeling, is probably that you're going to be there forever. And there is no there forever. So he has to actually learn it by experience. And that's why I gave the example of this pandemic, because in this pandemic, many divine masculines actually learned a lot about how businesses can crash in a day, how your planning can go waste. Because remember, all the divine masculines are logical, they're calculative, they are extremely analytical. In fact, this is a result of unhealed patriarchy on the planet Earth, because of which most people, even if they were feminine energies or even if they were masculine energies, there was a mismatch of energies. All over the planet, there were so many people who were turning way too logical, calculative, always planning ahead and saving for 20 years, 30 years, or working for 20 years, 30 years just to get a retirement, but not getting to live your whole life. All those kind of things were going on in the planet big time. And when the pandemic happened, even the people who had lots and lots of money, they were like, no, this money is not helping us. So the divine masculine now is telling this directly to the DF, that you are the only one who can save me. You are the only person on this planet. So come and save me, because I really need you now. As I said, the tone of his tone in when I was channeling part 1 was different, slightly different. But here, he's literally bearing it all. And he's saying that I am forever yours, forever. And I will follow you everywhere. Everywhere I will be with you. I'm never gonna let you go. So it's so contradictory for some people to think that, okay, if he's thinking like this, then why is he acting like that? Because, come on, this is not a typical conventional lifestyle that you have. You also have a very different lifestyle. And it's not like all the divine feminines have always been very easy. They have also had their, time with people. Even with the divine masculine, they did test him out. Initially, it's always the divine feminines that test them out, and they go like, is he the one or not? I've also gone through a lot. So the divine feminines have trust issues, major trust issues. Because of the trust issues are in the energy too, because of all the trauma and all the abuse. Even when they're sitting to a person in a closed space, in a room or in the car, the other person can feel their energy. Like, I never used to be very comfortable around men, especially men, any men who were above 45 or 50 or, in that age group. Because I never liked them because of what I had seen in my childhood. The trauma was too much. It took me so many years to heal that trauma, such a long time to even find out that there is a trauma out there and it needs to be healed, and it has affected my sacral chakra the most. And sacral chakra is the chakra of least effort. So if that chakra is blocked, imagine how much effort the divine feminine has to make to do everything. So that's why I also tell people that chakra healing is also very important and essential. These courses don't happen in one day. It's not like a one-day session. They have more sessions, and that's why they are designed in such a way, because the traumas are so stubborn and so intense, and they've been there for a long time. So finding those traumas, locating those traumas, accessing those traumas by the help of psychic abilities, or with the help of universe, of source, or with the help of all the tools and techniques, all the mind tools and techniques. All of this has also taken a lot of work, a lot of patience, a lot of work. So he's saying that you are the reason I am on this planet, first of all, okay? And one day you will find out, my love, that I am the one for you, that I'm the only one for you. I'm probably 1 in a trillion for you. Even if there are billions of people on planet Earth, I'm probably 1 in a trillion for you, and I am here for you. I love you, I want you, and I know you are my savior. You are the one that I need. And he is saying, this is a fantastic channeling, because it has all of these lines, and I'm now getting amazed. So right from the fact that he's saying that you are the reason that I'm here, you're the reason that I believe in love, in goodness, because what he sees in the divine feminine, more than love, what draws her is the goodness, it's the kindness. And he also likes that fiery side of you, that fiery, that side where you've actually shouted at him a few times, you've given it to him. But the universe wants to see the same amount of passion, the same amount of conviction towards the mission, towards the purpose she has on planet Earth. And these are the things that you will only figure out when you're in the final stages. Even if you have reached the stage of surrendering, the initial part, you will start understanding that, yes, this has got a lot to do with my energy. So he is saying all of these things like, I love you, and what's coming up, he even says that I'm ready. I am ready for you. Which means that for some of the divine feminines, it's a sign that he's actually figured this thing out. So he's like, I'm ready for you, and nothing's gonna come between us. Yeah, I know there are all these problems, but it's okay. I know we will still come back. So he has the confidence that nothing is gonna come between us. And the divine feminines need to have the confidence that no matter what difficulties we face, we're still gonna make it. Now, there are obviously some more lines, and I also have to complete the message that came from the divine group, the benevolent group, about the 3 things that you need to do, and one of them is increasing your reverence. So I'm going to cover that, and I'm going to also share the following lines, because in this channeling I've been given lines from him, and I've been given words from the universal domain. And yes, you are the reason that he still believes in love. So one love and peace out, and I'll see you soon in part 3.